exact thing.
Remember that slide from the FF14 developers about, you know, kind of the quiet majority will just sort of wander away and lose interest in your game first before you start to hear the vocal people? So we were using guild kills. Now, guilds are going to be more active players, right?
Guilds will be more resistant to trends because people are tied to the game. I feel like even after that, like, he was trying to, like, play it down. He was trying to be like, oh, well, you know, I got this in trouble for talking about Chris. I guess I'm gonna have to watch what I say. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like every step of the way, he was a bitch about it. He was. And that's a fact. You read the tweets, you listen to what he says, you read the fucking posts, you look at his history. He was a pussy-ass bitch about it the whole time. I think that if he just takes some time off, plays other games, does something else that he wants to do, and he comes back like 6 months later, like 2 leagues later, he's like, Chris, my bad. Can I play the game again? I bet Chris would probably be like, yeah, sure, it's whatever, just don't pop off again. I honestly think that would probably happen. Cause like, it's like, why, like, he can't, he's ID banned?
But it's actually the one that's experienced the largest decrease in participation ever during Shadowlands.
Well, it's obvious why. I mean, it's because normal's hard to do. Like, there's more mechanics. Like, normal back in, like, Legion was a joke. Like, you could do normal, it'd be so easy. You didn't have to worry about anything. It was basically LFR, but you make the group yourself. And then over time, they've made the game harder. And then you have those players that normal mode was made for. Well, now they can't do it anymore. That's what happens. And I think it's like a trickle-down effect from them trying to make the other raids a lot harder.
While there were noticeable dips in Battle for Azeroth, they pale in comparison to the most recent few tiers. Looking back to Legion, you can see those numbers do look very stable, at least next to these two later expansions. What's changed since Legion, then?
Because Sepulchre's dogshit raid expansion's not alt-friendly. I mean, like, I don't think that's the only... but, like, again, being alt-friendly, I think, matters. Was Legion alt-friendly? I feel like Legion was less alt-friendly than fucking, like, whatever this one is, Shadowlands was. I feel like Legion was substantially less alt-friendly. It's just that it was more fun to play, so people didn't care about playing their alts. I think that's what the difference was. And also, the heroic raids were easier. Jesus Christ. Look at him.
Hey.
You can never pass a purity test that a person wants you to fail. You can never do it. Because people can say you're being positive because your channel depends on it. People can say you're not being paid, but you need the ad revenue. If you're being negative, they say you're being negative for views. If you're being positive, they say that you're just astroturfing for views because your career, like, you can never pass a purity test that a person doesn't want you to. Never try. Because by trying, you automatically lose. You lose right off the bat. Before you even start the race, you lose. Pick whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you want to do, and just do that. Come of the raid. Like, I only cared about it for, like, a fucking, like, some sick sense of being punished. Like, it was like masochism, the way that I cared about the raid tier. Like, at the end of it, I wanted it to be as bad as possible because I wanted to be punished as much as I could be for playing this fucking game. Like, nobody cared about the jailer. Who gives a fuck?
Another 9.1 style patch would have.
And there'll be a lot of people that just go and they say like, oh, so you just want them to just give everything to everybody, and well, like, cause they just, if you get this, I mean, fuck, you might as well just give them the whole game. Might as well just get them all the loot. We give them the vendor where you buy like a fucking like the gear from the vendor, and it's like free, cause like, I mean, you make people, they don't have to, like, why can't you just farm it out? Like, it's just the dumb fucks that have
people having had enough of the Shadowlands, because
I think also there's like a lot of other games out right now. You know, you've still got people playing Elden Ring. You've got the PoE League. There were some people that probably moved over to play a little bit of Tower of Fantasy. Obviously, Final Fantasy, Lost Ark, all of these other games are out. And, like, at the beginning of Shadowlands, there weren't really as many other games that were competing for the game, competing for people's time, as much as there is now.
Next,
Everybody's
they showed off the
gonna do
Rootling, but who asked? The major...
Oh my god. This is how I imagine people that, like anybody that types ratio on Twitter, this is what I imagine they look like in real life. Yeah, it's a Mokoko who's eaten too many seeds. Wife follows him on Twitter.
We tweet daily.
Wow. Here we go. So this is the Chinese trailer.
So again, this is the Chinese version of the trailer.
Okay, here we go.
I do recall watching this quite a while ago when it was first announced.
Okay, so you got the